Tonight is New Year's Eve, which means that many people around the world will be singing the song Auld Lang Syne to help bring in the new year. This song is traditionally sung at New Year's, funerals, and at the end of gatherings. But if you're like me and you grew up in the US, you may not be very familiar with the full meaning behind the words Auld Lang Syne. What does that phrase even mean? It's written in a language called Scots by the poet Robert Burns. Scots is a language that was officially designated in Britain earlier this year for St. Andrew's Day. There is some debate in the linguistic community whether Scots is a dialect or a language on its own, but it is now legally classified as a language. Robert Burns did not come up with Auld Lang Syne completely by himself. He took an older ballad which shared many of the lyrics of the first couple of verses, and he tweaked it to make it his own. The later verses are probably wholly originally his. In the US, we like to sing it in the English version, but I prefer the Scots version because that is the language that Robert Burns was writing in. So if we look at the lyrics, the first verse, should auld acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind, should auld acquaintance be forgot, and Auld Lang Syne. Auld acquaintance, auld is a Scots word for old, so should old acquaintances or friends be forgotten, never thought of again. And then the phrase Auld Lang Syne can have several different meanings. It can mean literally long since. It can mean days of long ago, so it's just talking about times long since. And then the chorus, for Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne, my Jo means my dear, we'll tack a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. So we'll take a cup of kindness. We're toasting to these memories from days of long ago. The second verse goes, and surely you'll be your pint stoup, and surely I'll be mine. We'll tack a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. In this case, be means to buy. So you'll buy your drink, I'll buy mine, and we're going to take that cup of kindness. We're going to toast to those days of long ago. The third verse goes, we twa hae rain about the braes and pu'd the goins fine. To rain about the braes means to run through the fields, and goins are daisies. So two is the Scots word for two. We too have run about the fields and picked the daisies, but we've wandered many a weary foot sin Auld Lang Syne. We've wandered many a weary foot. We've traveled a great distance since those days of long ago. We twa hae paddled about the burns, we twa hae paddled in the burn frae morning sun till dine, but seas between us braid hae roared sin Auld Lang Syne. So we too have paddled in the burn or the stream from morning sun till dine, so from morning till night, but seas between us broad have roared since Auld Lang Syne. So these last two verses that we just touched on are talking about great distance between old acquaintances. We've wandered many a weary foot, seas between us broad have roared, that kind of dramatic distance. And the final verse goes, and there's a hand, my trusty fear, and gies a hand o' thine, and we'll tack a right good willy wot for Auld Lang Syne. So here's my hand, my trusty friend, give me your hand, and we'll take a right goodwill draught, we'll drink to those days of long ago. And so if you were to sing it, it would sound like this. Should auld acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should auld acquaintance be forgot and Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll tack a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne, and surely you'll be your pint stoup, and surely I'll be mine, and we'll tack a cup cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. We twa hae rain aboot the braes and pood the goings fine, but we've wandered many a weary fit sin Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. We twa hae paddled in the burn frae morning sun till dine, but seas between us braid hae roared sin Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And there's a hand my trusty fear, and gies a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a right good willie wat for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. Happy New Year. We'll see you next year here on Nessie's Piper, where history is written by the storytellers.